Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Monday, the 5th of January 2026. In today's Mill news, we have signed no one. It's only the first week of January, of course we haven't signed anyone. Just relax. We've got players coming back, and that's like a new signing, isn't it? You know, when you've got players who have been injured for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and then they come back. It's like a new signing. So here we go. This is from southwarknews.co.uk. Mill's Derek Mazu-Sakho slightly ahead of schedule after making first team return in Swansea City win. Alex Neil said Derek Mazu-Sakho was ahead of schedule following his return to first team action against Swansea City. Mazu-Sakho, 21, was ruled out for 8 weeks with an ACL strain back in late November, but was deemed fit enough to make the matchday squad against the Swans. He replaced Camille Negley in the 77th minute with the score still at 1-1. Caleb Taylor scored an added time header to give Millwall a 2-1 win. You could probably see, slightly ahead of schedule. He hasn't had many training sessions, but I'll put him on the pitch today. In terms of running about, he's as hungry as anything, and I think it was just one pass he plays out to the left side, and I think, when he's fresh and fit, that gets there. Again, pushed Billy to the max. Billy steered on the pitch. I didn't want to play Mihailo as long as I did today, but, again, we're in a needs-must situation where the points are, at the moment, so important. So, we stay in the pack, and I took a bit of a roll of the dice on that one, to be fair. But it worked out in our favour. Certainly at the moment, I think the two lads are fine. Hopefully that can help us in the next batch of games. So, yeah, there you go. It did work out fine, didn't it? Fortune favours the brave, as they say. Now, moving on to this, also from southwarknews.co.uk. Swansea City boss explains why he thinks Mill is one of the most difficult places to come. What do you think he's going to say? Swansea City boss Vitor Matos explained why he thought the Den was one of the hardest places to come in the Championship. Now, where is he from? Where in the world is Vitor Matos from? I imagine Portuguese, Spanish, something like that. Matos' side were a distinct second best in the first half and unfortunately escaped to the dressing room, having conceded just one goal. Ben Cabango scored 2 minutes after the interval, but the Lions denied the Swans a point in added time and Caleb Taylor thumped home Alfie Doughty's cross. Matos was disappointed by the way his side conceded a goal. We knew that, especially here, long throws are massive. It's one of the most physical teams. Millwall have one of their main strengths, so, we need to concentrate on that at the moment as well. Unfortunately, we missed that in the last second. Sometimes details go on our side, and today they did not. The Lions are one of the most organised pressing units in the league, and Matos was asked if his side struggled with that. Especially in the first half, we felt that. We didn't find the free player to start the attack. And then we found it, and we rushed a little bit. So we had 1 or 2 good spellers in the first half where we could play and create. And this was one of the most difficult places to come, and that's clear. Asked to explain why he thought the Den was one of the most difficult places to come, Matos said, a mix of everything, especially coming here after playing the 3 games in a short period of time. That's really tough, and Millwall are one of the most intense teams and one of the most physical teams, and I think that's hard to cope with. We coped somehow, especially in the second half, and I think we could dominate the game much more. Unfortunately, the details didn't come on our side, but we need to move. Yes, we like to move it. We like to move it. And now, moving on to what's this? Oh, yeah. If you want to relive the glory of the game, Swansea City, one of the few EFL Championship teams who they put all their stuff just out there. There is no, there's no contractual obligation for them to do this. Mill TV Plus that you subscribe to, they have extended highlights, they have full match replays, and then they film their own stuff, interviews with players, bits and pieces and stuff like that. Swansea City have decided to go down the other route, which is let's just put it all on YouTube. And we have here on the Swansea City AFC YouTube channel, Mill versus Swansea, the full match replay, which is, the warm-up and after the game as well. 2 hours and 4 minutes and 27 seconds. So there you go. If you want to see all of that stuff, there you go. Check it out. Then there's Langstaff with a Carabao Sport, giving Caleb Taylor a little tap on the cheek. Lovely stuff there. So yeah, go and check that out. Now, moving on to this. There are shirts on auction. I think somebody forgot to mention it, because it's from the Southampton game, and they've only just mentioned it today. Obviously, New Year's Day and all that stuff. Games are coming thick and fast. They've only just mentioned it now. This is at mws.com, match worn shirt, as usual. It's the shirts from the Southampton game, and it's only the starting 11. So you got Langstaff, you got Ballo, you got Aziz, you got Leonard, you got Sturge, you got Clammer, you got Crocombes, you got Negley, you got Taylor, you got Doughty, and you have Cooper. And they're all signed as well. So they've been worn, they've been signed, and they are on auction now. And who do we have? 193. Jay Cooper's is up there. Although, I do wonder, they won't do this, will they? I don't know if he collects his shirts or what, Jay Cooper. I don't know if he does that. But, the shirt in the game where he overtakes Alan McCleary to be, 400, was it 413, something like that? Surely they got to let him keep that. But, here we go. So this is a 0-0 game. And you can get a shirt for as cheaply as £46. Maxime Teramoana, Crocombe. Zach Norton, Sturge. And, there you go. Langstaff, 107. Cool, okay. So there you go. mws.com. Check that out. Now, it's very frosty outside, isn't it? It is very frosty, and what that means is that games are getting postponed. So, we have Mill's training ground has been frozen. So I don't know where the first team are training. Are they training at the Den? What are they doing? They doing indoor training? They training at I don't know where they're training, but here we go. This is from Swansea City Academy's X account. Tomorrow's Swans under-21s PDL fixture versus Mill, due to take place at Mill's training ground, has been called off due to a frozen pitch. As to be expected, it is taking place at 1:30 in the afternoon, and temperature is supposed to be a bit warmer tomorrow. 4 degrees during the day, but obviously I think it is going to get frozen again overnight later on in the week. It keeps changing. Today, we in the south and the southeast, we were lucky to get away with it. In parts of Lancashire, Northern Wales, the east coast, Scotland. Obviously, Scotland, it always. But they had snow today. They had quite a bit of snow. The Liverpool airport was shut. All kinds of things going on. Schools, cancelled and all of that stuff. So we didn't get any of that. Obviously, probably barely get any snow in London these days due to the. Some people will tell you it's climate change. It's actually something called the urban heat island effect, in that the concrete soaks up the heat and then it radiates it later on, and it warms up the atmosphere around it, and so we barely get any snow anymore. If you're in a a concrete jungle. You do not get any snow, but there's a frozen pitch at Mill's training ground. So hopefully no one slips over and gets injured. But there you go. That game has already been rearranged. It's at a training ground, so it's not a game that we can generally go to. Obviously, you have to be connected to get in. But Friday the 16th of January, 1:30 p.m. And they're going to be sick of Swansea because they're playing 2 times in a row, home and away, and we've already played them twice. I think we played them twice in a cup already, so 4 times this season we have to play Swansea City. I'm going to get absolutely sick of them. But yeah, it has been rearranged. Now, mentioned some of this already, but I didn't know about the other one. So, obviously, under 21 games, not that many. There was only supposed to be 2, I think. There was supposed to be 3, obviously, the Swansea one. There's Colchester on Friday. Will that go ahead? You don't know. And then there's Swansea again on the 27th. And now we've got Swansea on the 16th and the 27th. So there's only 3 under 21 games. So we've got Frankie Baker and Jaiden Celestine-Charles loaned out. Seemingly, it doesn't tell us here, but we know that from Tunbridge Angels website that the Frankie Baker one is a month-long youth loan. So there is that, and the other team is Maidenhead United. So that's what I didn't see that. Obviously, Tunbridge Angels, they're a local club, so I did manage to see that. Maidenhead, obviously out in Berkshire, near Reading. Didn't notice this at the time. This has happened on Saturday, I believe, because Jaiden Celestine-Charles did play in their game on Saturday. So yeah, we can check that out now. So it was Horsham 1, Maidenhead United 2. This is also in the National League South. So I believe they're both in the same league, National League South, decent level. And he did play. He came on, Jaiden Celestine-Charles, in the 80th minute, when it was 1-1. 11 minutes later, Maidenhead United scored the winning goal, which is a good time to score it in injury time, as we know from yesterday's game. Unfortunately, they've had their games cancelled or postponed. There was supposed to be a game tomorrow. That's been postponed. The game at the weekend has been postponed. I assume that's for the FA Trophy or something like that. I think it's probably a bit early to call it off due to frozen pitch, but there you go. And we actually have a score. We have a rating. You can't see it here because it's off the screen. It's 6.7. So to come on and get a 6.7, that's pretty good because of all the substitutes for both teams, the highest score is Josh Umara, who got a 6.8. So there you go. Okay. So yeah, they're both in the National League South, and Maidenhead United are just below the playoff places. They are on 37 points, Maidstone on 39, Hemel Hempstead on 42. Obviously half the season to go, so plenty of time to get in those playoff places. Tunbridge Angels are down here on 27 points. That's Hampton and Richmond Borough, who are on 24 points. So it's a bit tight here. Obviously, it's a 4-team relegation, so that's always a bit tight in terms of that usually lasts until the season. Games coming up. You can see that's already been postponed. Maidenhead versus FC, it's already been postponed. Just want to see, are they actually playing each other? Probably not, no. So, okay, yeah. So for some reason it was going up, now it's going down, which is a weird feature for this. Maidenhead versus Enfield. See, Maidenhead, I think that's on the Elizabeth line now, isn't it? So, Pretty an easy one to get to. They're away at Chesham. Again, that's on the London Underground. We're at Tunbridge. They're away to Slough. And Tunbridge away to Chelmsford. Maidenhead, where are you? At home to Tottenham. And one last thing. Tunbridge at home. Oh, that's a big game. Tunbridge at home to Maidstone. And Maidenhead away at Hebbsfleet on the last day of January. Yeah, they don't play each other, so and there you go. But yeah, decent standard this, because Boreham Wood came up. They didn't win the league, I don't think. They just came up. No, did they go through the playoffs? I'm not sure. But Boreham Wood are now top of the National League, and they may find themselves in League Two. So yeah, this is a pretty strong league. The National League South. Very strong league. So yeah, we'll see how they get on. Obviously, Loan Watch is coming up. Now, here we go. Let's have a look. Transfers. The latest transfers from bbc.co.uk. Their transfer done deals page. West Ham have signed Castellanos. Nope, exactly. Norwich have signed a winger from the MLS, Vancouver Whitecaps, Ali Ahmed, and Emil Hansen from Birmingham has left and gone to Excelsior Rotterdam. But other than that, we've got two players going from Leicester and Sheffield United to Chesterfield on loan. Now, this is an interesting one, because I looked at this and thought, maybe this is something to do with the Cody Drammer thing. Maybe now he can leave. James De Bayo, unattached, gone to Hull. He's a defender, but he's a central defender. He's not a right back. So I thought, okay, they've signed his replacement, so now Cody Drammer can leave. But I don't think that's the case, unless they move another defender over to right back, from centre back to right back, and then this guy fills in that place. But yeah, there you go. So not a lot going on really in the Championship. For some reason, they're signing unattached players. I think that's because these unattached players were, especially Sam Morsey. Is it Sam Morsey? Samir Morsey? Who signed for Bristol City. He was playing in Kuwait. So I think the registration was kind of stuck in limbo. You can't move the registration between countries, even though it's, even if you're a free agent. There has to be a thing where they give the registration to the player. They kind of sign it off to him and he takes it with him. So if they don't do that, you can't just sign for another team, even though you're a free agent, if you're going cross-country, if you're going international, crossing the borders. So, yeah, kind of weird that, not a lot of money, no money being spent. Norwich are buying a player from the MLS. Hull signed an unattached player. Who else have we got from our league? No one really. Oxford have signed a guy on loan. Derby has paid $250,000 for some guy from Germany. Yeah, it's bits and pieces. There's nothing major going on at the moment. So it's all, bits and pieces. Now, that is it for the news. Because it's the day after a game, even though it's Monday, we did play yesterday, we of course have to do the stats. So if you're not sticking around for that, thank you for watching. If you are, here we go. So, this is from whoscored.com. It is the match report, and it says Millwall created a high number of chances relative to their possession, were effective at creating goal scoring opportunities from the flanks and from set pieces. We lost possession often. We gave away a lot of free kicks around the box. We played with width. We had a large quantity of possession in our opponent's half. We attacked through the middle. We had a high shot frequency when in possession, and we favoured crossing the ball. Indeed. And if you look on the right hand side, you can see the top performers in rating, shots, tackles and dribbles. And there's a lot of Millwall there. There is a lot of Millwall. And it's no surprise to see that their goalkeeper got the man of the match based on the stats, on the ratings. He got 8.5, just ahead of Caleb Taylor, 8.3, just ahead of the other goal scorer, Kamango, 8.2. Ivanovic down in 5th with 8.0, probably because he had 5 shots and only scored 1 goal. But and then Caleb Taylor with 3 shots. Yeah, I think he was extra motivated because he held himself responsible for conceding that goal at the start of the first half. If you don't believe me, go and check. Where did they score? Second half. You can go and have a look on the YouTube channel of Swansea City AFC. So that's half time still. It's kind of hard to get the exact spot, yeah. Alright, you get the idea with that. There you go. You use the pictures of them celebrating. So you get the idea with that. You can check it out for yourself. But instead of watching the ball, watch Caleb Taylor. He kind of walks off the man and then has to come back, and by that time it's too late. Anyway, let's crack on with this. Right, attempts on goal, 17 for us, 13 for them. 9-4 open play, 8-9 set piece. No counter-attacks, no penalties, no own goals. Our 2 goals from 17 shots is a 11% conversion rate, which is pretty standard for this division. Pretty good for this division. Their 1 goal from their 13 shots is 7%. That's slightly below par. 7% conversion rate. Attacks. Where were both teams attacking? They were going down the right-hand side 63% of the game. Wow. Is that why Zach Sturge was removed? Maybe. Why did they do that? Was it Ballo? They thought Ballo was a lightweight. I think Ballo was one of the first players subbed, and it's no surprise to see him subbed, you know. Shot directions. Shot zones. 29% of our shots were in the 6-yard box. A third of our shots were in the 6-yard box. Action zones. There you go. Player positions. Yep. So you got Billy Mitchell, number 8, holding. Cameron Negley, number 10. Still in midfield, still slightly deeper, but you know, you've got a bit more freedom because obviously we're at home. So we do a bit more attacking. But you know, pretty much what? 4-1-1 or 4-1-3-2 to some extent. But there you go. And you can see Swansea going down their right hand side, 35 and 30. Okay. Now, moving on to this, also from whoscored.com. The match events. Caleb Taylor with an assist from Mihajlo Ivanovic on the 38th minute. They scored on the 47th minute. They make the first changes. Camille Negley gets a card. Zach Sturge gets a card. They make even more changes. So they basically made all of their changes, basically. They made 4 changes. They got 1 left. Now, 5 minutes after that happens, then Alex Neil makes his changes. Makes 3 changes. And you do wonder, was he waiting for that? Was he waiting to see what they did? Or was this already pre-programmed, pre-planned? Yeah, he said, we just heard him say he wanted to take Ivanovic off, wanted to take probably Billy Mitchell off, couldn't really do it, because we're trying to win the game. But there you go. And even though, you know, right at the end, just before Femi Aziz got hooked off, he did put in a beautiful cross that could have led to something, but it didn't. But still, like, okay, sub him off for Doughty. Doughty comes on. Doughty gets the assist. And there you go. The crowd go wild. Hey, yay. If you go down to the club badges at the top left, top right, The average player rating is 6.94 for Millwall and 6.63 for Swansea. So you do imagine, of course, that that's bumped up by their keeper. But, you know, that's a decent difference. There is a difference there. So for Millwall, the top performers, the two goal scorers, 8.3 for Taylor, 8.0 for Ivanovic, 8.1 for Femiaziz. So obviously, there you go. And, you know, again, 6.3 for Mitchell, a bit harsh. 6.5 for Ballo. But 6.9 for Doughty, not bad for someone who's on the pitch for 15 minutes. So there you go. Let's check it out. What's going on? Total shots 17 to 13. Obviously, basically everyone except for the left-hand side, because they were too busy defending. Taylor with 3, Ivanovic 5, Langstaff with 3, Billy Mitchell with 2. Despite him being a holding midfielder, he had two shots. A possession 46 to 53. So despite all the attacking that we were doing, they still had more possession than us. Which is, yeah. If you want to beat us, literally just give us the ball and let us, you know, fuck up. Because if you try to keep the ball, you're not gonna do anything with it. Alright, the Kabanga, 10.1% of the match time he had the ball. 8.6 for Galbraith. Pass success percentage 64 to 73. Billy Mitchell with 80%. Taylor with 85%. Ivanovic only 47%. Crocombes 52. Dribbles 9 to 4. Load of dribbling. Aerials 139 to 23. Taylor with 6, Ivanovic with 6, but Cabango's got 9. So that would suggest that Ivanovic lost probably 10. 1-6 lost 10. Tackles 14 to 13. Even Crocombes got in on with a tackle, didn't he? That was a heart-stopping moment. But Sack Sturge with 4 tackles there. Corners 12 to 3. These are the players who won those corners, which we didn't score from. Dispossessed 4 to 9. So there you go. Now let's move on to this. Also from WhoScored.com. We had, what was it, 17 shots? Something like that. 17 was it? How many were actually on target? 9. That's not bad. 17 to 9, but just 2. That, you know, I think that speaks to the quality of their goalkeeper. We have 9 shots on target and only scored 2 goals. I mean, damn. We know why. Because their goalkeeper was absolutely outstanding. If we go for the ratings, Caleb Taylor 8.28, Femiaziz 8.06, Ivanovic 8.03, Zach Sturge 7.44, and number 5 7.4 for Kramer. We've also got 7s for Crocombes and Jake Cooper. Alfie Doughty came on in the 84th minute, so he was on for about 10 minutes. He got a 6.88 because of that assist he got. He only touched the ball 8 times. 8 times, and he's number 8 in the ratings. At the bottom, as you would expect, the subs who came on. Ryan Leonard touched the ball once, got 5.99. Mazusako, Amaku, Joe Bryan, but Billy Mitchell's down here. 6.29. What's that about? Bit harsh. So, offense, refresh, pop up. Don't tell them. Try again. How many times were offside in this game? twice. Cool. Defensive, who did what? Zach Sturridge with the most tackles in the game, 4. Then Cranmer with 2, Aziz with 2, and all of these with 1. Interceptions, Cranmer, Ballo, Negley with 2. Clearances, JQ with 8, Caleb Taylor with 7, Sturge with 3, Billy Mitchell with 3. Block shots, just 2 from Aziz and Negley. Not bad. So now let's move on to this. This is fbref.com. If you look in the middle under the scoreline of 2-1, we find the XG, and the XG was 1.9 to 1.0. So that's 2-1. It turned out to the XG. So kind of surprising to see the XG that low, given the point blank chances that we had. But I guess when we get down to the bottom, we can see the shot list and see how that works out. Here again are the match events. Possession 47 to 53, passing accuracy 62 to 72. We had 412 passes, they had 456. Shots on target 53% to 54%, 9 of 17 to 7 of 13. So the similar amount of shots on target. Our keeper made 6 of his 7 saves. Theirs made 7 of 9. And them's the difference. Fouls 12 to 8, corners 12 to 3. Crosses 33 to 12, touches of the ball 525 to 619, tackles 14 to 13, interceptions 9 to 14, aerials 139 to 23, clearances 28 to 50. So they were doing more defending. Offsides 2 to 3, goal kicks 4 to 6, throw-ins 30 to 23, and long balls 94 to 83. So, what should we look at first? Expected goals. So it's got 2 here rather than 1.9. And you can see Macaulay Langstaff, 0.9 XG just for him. Just for him. 3 shots, 2 shots on target. 0.9. He should have scored. Because, I mean, I've never seen it, but if I've never seen someone get an XG of more than 1 and they haven't scored. So he's just under here with 0.9. I guess to get that, you would have to miss like 2 or 3 point blank sitters. And he kind of did miss 2, didn't he? So, but I mean, he's still trying. He's still giving it a go. I mean, he did play well yesterday. Ivanovic, though, 5 shots, 4 on target, 0.6 XG. And he had the most shot creating actions. He had 5 shot creating. No, he didn't. Femi Aziz had 7. He had 5. And then we got Billy Mitchell with 3 and Zach Sturridge with 3. So there's that. Moving on to the passing. Anything stand out? Turno Ballow's short passing was pretty poor. 42.9%, 3 of 7. Anything else odd? Not really. Jake Cooper's short passing, what was that about? 6 of 13, 46.2%. Interesting. Maybe they were going after him, closing him down. Because obviously if they're playing one up front, where does the one up front go? They were going down the right hand side, their right hand side, so I'd imagine their striker was on that side of the pitch. So he's probably closer to Cooper than he is to Taylor. So he's probably on him a bit more quickly, forcing him to misplace his short passes. Joe Bryan on his short passes, 0%, 0 from 3. Again, on that side, our left-hand side, their right-hand side. But Zach Sturridge, he managed to get away from all that nonsense and do 14 of 18, 77.8. All of his passing is pretty good, except for the long balls. But, long balls is long balls, isn't it? Everything else looks, pretty good, I should say. Forward passing, now here we go. The attacking master, Femi Aziz, 628 yards of passing, 335 yards of that was forwards. towards their goal line, which is the kind of numbers that you get from a defender because they're at the back. You would expect that from the defender. But so he was clearly the out ball. It was going through him. Maybe that's why Ballows looked to have not the best of games. 164 yards, 13 yards progressive distance. It was the Femi Aziz show. And maybe that's why he came off early. He did get subbed. Well, Ballo got subbed, but Femi Aziz got subbed. Because he just did so much stuff in the game, We'll see. Let's move on. We'll find out later how many times he got on the ball. Obviously, Femi Aziz, not only that, but having to keep going and take the corner kicks. He took 11 corner kicks in that game. And from both sides, in swinging and out swinging. So there's that as well, He had to run to and forth, taking care of that. Defensive actions. So challenges. Number of dribblers tackled. Femi's is 1 of 2, 50%. Langsdorff 0 of 1. Billy Mitchell 0 of 2. So this might have been the thing that knocked his score down. Some dribblers got past him twice. That might be the thing that knocked his score down on the other website. Possession. Take on. So this is Millwall players dribbling past their players. Ivanovic tried it twice. Successful 0, 2 and 0. Femi's is 6 and 1. Oh dear. That wasn't working, was it? Success percentage of 16.7. Yikes. Maybe that was another reason why he got taken off. But Langsdorff's 2 and 1. Negley 2 and 2. Billy Mitchell 2 and 1. Sturge 2 and 2. Kramer 2 and 2. And if we look at this here for getting on the ball and running with it, dribbling with it, in the old school style that they used to do back in Scotland, they kind of brought this in. Before it was just kick and rush. Ivanovic, 12 carries of the ball, 26 yards only, 7 yards progressive distance. That's not a lot, but worse than that. This is Ballo. You can see why he was one of the first ones off. 7 carries of the ball, 27 yards, 2 yards of that was forwards. Oh dear. Femi's is 21 carries of the ball. The joint most with Billy Mitchell. 21 carries of the ball, 162 yards distance, 48 yards progressive distance. And then we have Billy Mitchell, 21 carries of the ball, 145 yards, 62 yards progressive distance. So Billy Mitchell actually, obviously he's in a deeper role. He got on the ball the same amount as Femi Aziz and went forward more, which you would expect. He's at the back. Because you can see that here with Kramer. He got on the ball 18 times, 105 yards, half of that was forwards. So there's that. Moving on to this. Yeah, there you can, as expected. Ivanovic won 6 aerials, but he lost 9, so that's a win percentage of 40. And Mako was 0 and 1. Femi's is 2 and 0, so 100%. Camille Negley was 2 and 0. Billy Mitchell was 2 and 2, so 50%, so that probably would have knocked his score down as well. Zach Sturge 5 and 2. Joe Bryan 3 and 0. And the defenders, Jake Cooper 7 and 3, Caleb Taylor 6 and 2. Obviously, one of them would have been the goal. And Tristan Kramer 5 and 3. So there you go. Now let's have a look at the keeper, Max Crocombes. Shots on target against 7, goals against 1, save 6, save percentage of 85.7, post shot XG of 2.4. He made some good saves of his own. He kind of did get overshadowed by the guy at the other end of the pitch, but he was pretty good as well. And we'll get into that in a minute because I want to show you something about that at the end. What are we looking at? Goal kicks 4. Launch percentage 75%, average length 47.3 yards. Opposition crosses into the penalty area 10, stops 0. Outside penalty area actions 4, average distance from the goal line 21.3 yards. So there you go. Max Crocombes, save percentage 85.7. Vigouroux, save percentage 77.8. And here we go. This is what it was. This is the game that I remember. Constant threat. Time off. They didn't have a shot until the 41st minute. It was just all Millwall. You got Ivanovic, header, blocked. Kramer, off target. Ivanovic, header, saved. Followed up by Langstaff, saved. 6 yards out. I swear it was closer than that. Right foot volley. 0.51 to 0.58, saved. So, again, expected goals, post-shot XG. Post-shot XG is expected goals based on how likely the goalkeeper is to save the shot. So if it goes up from the original, so if it goes from 0.51 up to 0.58, the keeper's not expected to save that. If it goes down, if we can find one that goes down, can we find the one that goes down? This one. It goes from 0.11 to 0.10 and it gets saved. It's an 11-yard right foot volley. Not a good shot because it goes down from XG to post-shot XG to 0.1. But these are going up. They're going up by that one's like times 4, times 3. 0.13 to 0.45. And three times goes up. Basically, this is out of 100. So you can say that's a 13% chance, 45% chance of that being a goal. From when it's shot, 13% chance. After the shot, 45% chance. But the keeper still makes that save. The keeper was outstanding. A header from 5 yards, saved. And then again from Langstaff, 6 yards, right foot volley, saved. Langstaff off target, 23 yards out. Ivanovic, saved. Again, that doubles. It goes from 6% to 12%. Langstaff, saved. That same movement, 35 minutes. 0.38, so 38% to 42%, saved. 5 yards, right foot, saved. Femi Aziz, saved. 20 yards, left foot, saved. And then the goal. The goal. Kramer passes it to Taylor, who passes to Ivanovic. He, gets the ball down, spins around, does a little pirouette. He's been dancing, probably been doing some dance classes for New Year's, and scores. Bosh. 24% up to 35%. Goal. After that, for some reason, even though we were completely dominant, as soon as we score, we sit back. Or they come forward. And you can see here, these are saves. So Crocombes had fuck all to do for 41 minutes. And he has to start saving. Saved. Now look at this chance. It goes from 4% to 50%. And he saves it. Crocombes saves it. Saved. So there you go. We get half time. They come out. All guns are blazing. Obviously they're losing the game. They're 1-0 down. Straight away. Blocked. Goal. Same minute. 47 minutes. Bosh. There you go. Ji-sung to Galbraith. Fulton to Gabango. They score. Oh dear. We have another shot. Billy Mitchell. Saved. And there isn't another shot until the 61st minute. So there's a gap there. There's a gap from the 49th minute to the 61st minute. Obviously, they make the first round of changes in the 57th minute. Should they have done that? Maybe they should have waited. They didn't. And then, round about the 70th minute, whatever it was, we made our changes, and that changes the game. Then it's all us. Because they, off target. Swansea City off target. Caleb Taylor off target. Galbraith off target. Galbraith blocked. Jay Fulton save. It got deflected. He saved it. Jake Cooper. Now it's Millwall. It's most of it from the 76th minute to the end of the game. Swansea City only have 2 more shots. And it's all Millwall. We're trying to get the winner. We're being positive. We make changes to win the game. And this is it. They've made 4 changes. They've only got 1 change left. We've made 3 changes. We're going for it. We're getting better. We're attacking more. Cooper blocked. Mitchell off target. Swansea City player off target. Ivanovic saved. 10-yard header. How did he save it? It's a 4% chance that jumps up to 31%. And he saves it. Kramer blocked. Ethan Galbraith saved again. 4% chance because it's a long shot from 22 yards out. But Crocombes saves it. 49% chance. So there you go. And then Caleb Taylor blocked. Caleb Taylor goal. 5 yards header. 0.16 up to 0.69. Goal. Bosh. And Maku passes it to Doughty. Doughty crosses it in. There you go. And there you go. The crowd go wild. Status quo start playing. The Amaze, is it Amaze? Max Amaze, whatever they're called. Lights come on and off and on again. So there you go. Now, normally I would finish here. I'm just going to go on for a little bit longer. Now, I've seen on social media a lot of people, their keeper had an outstanding game. He had an absolutely fantastic game. So did our keeper. I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, we should sign their keeper. We should make a bid for him, because we might need a keeper. We got Bender on loan. We got Crocombes. Lucas Jensen was supposed to be coming back. He's now out for the rest of the season. We've got Joel Coleman. Joel Coleman, I think he might be getting a suspension. So I haven't heard anything about that today. Today was the deadline, so I assume we're going to get it tomorrow. I assume the deadline is probably 5 p.m. today. And then we'll find out probably lunchtime tomorrow or 4 o'clock tomorrow what's going on with that. If anybody's admitted it and taken the ban. So Joel Coleman's going to be suspended. So we'll see how that works out. But yeah, seen a lot of people saying, if I've even seen someone say, if we sign their keeper, we'll win the league. Let me just show you. This is from fbref.com. It's Championship goalkeeper stats from this season. Right, so at the moment it's alphabetical. And we have a number of metrics that we can press a button and it will sort them from best to worst or worst to best, however many times you click it. So obviously some keepers have played more than others. So they have a thing called goals against per 90 minutes. So if we click on that, and obviously the fewest is good. It's like golf. The less, the fewest is good. So if we go down to here, this is number 12. You can't see the 12, but it's off to the left-hand side. Can you see it? There you go. Number 12 is Max Crocombes with 1.24 goals conceded per 90 minutes. Lower, just one place, number 13, is Lawrence Vigouroux. 1.27 goals against per 90 minutes. So there you go. Quite similar in ages. They're both born in 1993. They're both 32 years old. There's a difference of 101 days. Both, play for national teams at the end of the earth. One for New Zealand, one for Chile. So Antipodean on the other side of the world. One on the edges of South America, and the Pacific Ocean. Across the Pacific Ocean, New Zealand on the other side. So there you go. So that's one metric. What about save percentage? The save percentage, shots on target against, minus goals against, with goals against, shots on target against. So there you go, divided by shots on target against. So you do that. And number 3 in the league. Number 3 in the league. In the league, number 3. I've said it 3 times. I'll say it again. Max Crocombes, number 3 in the league, with a save percentage of 75%. Do remember, by the way, that he was not our number 1 keeper. He was probably not even supposed to be our number 2 keeper because they signed Bender on loan from Fulham, and that nominally knocked Crocombes down to number 3 until obviously the injury that happened and all of that. Well, who's number 3 now? He's number 3 in the league. Never mind number 3 at Millwall. He's the 3rd best goalkeeper in the league with a save percentage of 75.0. Now, obviously, it's a team effort. But this is save percentage. So it's not like, oh, this is the number of saves, because they do have their data here. And, how many saves has he made? He's made 60 saves. Who's made the most saves? Lawrence Vigouroux. He's made 88 saves. He's the busiest keeper in the division because he's playing in front of a shitter defence. Now, he can't save them all. He can't save them. We saw the other day, he was outstanding, but he did concede 2 goals. But he's the busiest keeper in the league. 118 shots on target against him. 118. So far this season, he's made 88 saves. But he still has a save percentage of 72. And you do wonder if he did play in front of behind a defence in front of him that was better, that he would be, the team could be doing things. He's been there for a while, I think, though, so I don't think he's the one to be quickly, whisked away. But you look at the other goalkeepers that are down there, it's the teams at the bottom of the league. Mostly, Hull's keepers there, but Oxford, Norwich, Derby, Obviously, it's also about games played. How many games has he played? He's up there as well. There's only 6 keepers that have played the full amount of minutes. He's one of them, so take that into account as well. But save percentage, Max Crocombes is number 3. So let's put some respect on his fucking name, because he's having an outstanding fucking season. And look, let's not talk about signing this goalkeeper, signing that goalkeeper. Obviously, you need to make sure you're covered. You need to make sure. I don't know how much Bender's cost him, but it's probably not worth it. Maybe we should send Bender back to Fulham and get this Polish keeper. But this Polish keeper's playing the Europa League. Why would he come here to sit on the bench? That won't make any sense. For him. For us, it will be fantastic. Another thing to look at is clean sheet percentage. It's a percentage of matches that have resulted in clean sheets. Who's number 2? Who's number 2? Well, it's only fucking Max Crocombes, innit? 35.3% clean sheet percentage. But again, that is testament to the defence as a whole, because if we look down here, even though he's only played 9 games, Stephen Bender has a clean sheet percentage of 33.3%. But he has a save percentage of 57.1. So if we go back, if you want to compare Crocombes to, he's just on the top sheet. Stephen Bender is 29th in the list of, save percentage, 57.1. But he has a high clean sheet percentage. So, however good their goalkeeper was, we got a good goalkeeper of our own. Max Crocombes, come out of nowhere, worked his way out from non-league. And this is how it works at Millwall with goalkeepers. Quite often you get these, Tony Warner, sitting on the bench at Liverpool doing nothing, not really, playing. Comes to Millwall, outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. David Ford, going here, going there, going everywhere, not really playing, not really, getting in. Comes to Millwall, absolutely outstanding. Fantastic. Does so well, gets himself a call up for Ireland. How about that? So here we go. Remember, this is a goalkeeper that's playing in the World Cup in the summer. Touch wood, fingers crossed. Hopefully he doesn't get injured. I would love to watch him this summer. In the USA or wherever his games are being played. He's a good goalkeeper. So let's get behind him and let's, hopefully do something this season with him, with the other players, and we'll see how we get on. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.